series looking at sustainable development in the European Union from a corporate perspective. And we're very fortunate to be joined by Arshad Rab this morning, who is the CEO of the EOSD. I wonder if you'd like to introduce yourself, Arshad, for us just before we kick off any questions.
Well, my name is Arshad Rab. I'm the CEO of European Organization for Sustainable Development. Our purpose is enabling sustainability worldwide, and we work across the globe in this space. But we also very much focus on the issue of integrating sustainability into the financial systems, among others.
Yeah.
I hope this is enough, and we can proceed from here.
Yeah, that's fantastic. It's always good for our readership to get a good sense of where you're coming from and what you're doing. I think I hadn't initially planned to ask you this question, but I think given some changes in the last week or so, it's fairly essential to just touch on any sustainability concerns that you might see facing EU businesses given the situation in Ukraine, because clearly that's pretty much turned the world on its head recently in Europe in the last week and a half or so. So I think it would probably be remiss to talk to you for 10 minutes or so without kicking off a discussion in that direction, if we can do, please.
Thank you. Once again, thanks for having me.
Of course, you're welcome.
Yes, there is a link. Well, sustainability challenges were there before the crisis as well. All I can say is that they are bigger now. If you look at just one aspect, and there are many, but if you look at sustainable management of natural resources, we can start from there. We know that industries need wood, aluminium, copper, silver, many other. You look at the recent news headlines, commodity prices going up. Russia is a very huge supplier of raw material, and so is Ukraine. But once a war of this nature happens, it will have an impact beyond Europe, it has worldwide. And so you noted that commodity prices are going up. So the challenge in terms of sustainability is, can we really do more with less? I think that's what the game-changing question is. Can our industries produce more with less raw material?
Yes.
And that is also a question of competitiveness. If you're talking about businesses in Europe or within the European Union countries, it is about competing with the other companies elsewhere, but also worldwide. It's a question, can we really produce more with less? Because commodity prices are going up, they're very unstable, they will be going up in any case because of the scarcity of those resources. But because of the war, I think this question is more so important than ever before. And we have seen how vulnerable we are when it comes to raw materials. So, number one, can we really be efficient in using our raw materials?
Okay.
Can the industries really move from using primary raw material to secondary raw material? In other words, what is so-called virgin raw material that we extract from the earth.
Yes.
We move on to using more secondary raw material. Can we really equip ourselves to say dismantle the devices we use or machineries we have and use the raw material coming out of that as secondary raw material and reuse it? So I think these are some of the questions, but also when we are producing, can we produce products that have, let's say, long or longer shelf life than the conventional ones? And can we produce in a way that almost 100% of whatever we produce, they are reusable in one or the other way? And they come from renewable sources as much as possible. And can we renew them again? Can we recycle them? And are they compostable or not? So these are the fundamental questions. And you talked about sustainability. And when people think of sustainability, many think of CO2 emissions, for instance.
Yeah, of course.
So, but that is again linked to what I have just said. If we could produce more with less, obviously we will be emitting less CO2 emissions. I hope this answers your question.